presidential candidate Nikki Haley has decided to say some things that I think her husband should be concerned about, because she was on Fox News and she was asked to comment on Donald Trump. She says some fascinating things. Let's watch. What changed yours to not go on the attack? I mean, you're a little, less direct than that, but to question Donald Trump more, knowing that voters and supporters who are pretty much in lockstep with him and make up a large part of the Republican base right now. Neil, his voters and supporters and the American people want the truth. I just speak hard truth. You've got some people who are mad that I don't love Trump. 100% of the time I don't love my husband. 100 of the time you got some people who are upset that I don't disagree with them. 100 of the time I think he was the right president at the right time. I call it like I see it. And so look, I think he was the right president at the right time. I just think we need to move forward. Our country can't keep dealing with this chaos. Does that mean he's the wrong president? This time, I mean, she's running against him in the Republican primary so clearly. She thinks that, but she's not willing to say it outright, considering, no. Seriously, but stop humiliating yourself and your husband. No, that husband comment. What are you doing? What are you doing? But why did you do that? I mean, okay. You're never wearing your husband to Trump and you're saying you're not satisfied with him. I'm not happy with them 100 of the time, either my husband, wife. I mean, it's a catastrophe. Don't do that. Don't do that to your husband. That's just not so good. Alright, look, but Nikki Haley's not alone, and there's a serious element to the story other than her cocking her husband on national TV a lot in Washington. There's this thing of you're not allowed to criticize the leaders of the parties. Now Republicans and Democrats are very different though. Okay, so for Republicans it's actually not Washington. To be clear, it's the voters. The voters are like, we love Trump, and if you're running against Trump and you criticize him, we hate you. Gee, I wonder who's going to win. Okay, if the voters say, I'll disown you if you criticize the guy you're running against, they've already made up their minds and you're screwed. Okay, so, but that's organic. It's at least a voters, but for the Democrats it's not the voters, it's the people in power. They're like, you cannot criticize Biden. That will hurt the Democratic Party. Don't you dare ever say anything bad against Biden. But wait a minute, like people like Marianne Williams, they're running against Biden. What do you want them to do? They're like, don't you criticize, otherwise we'll say you're a radical who's helping Trump. What kind of absurd standard is that? How are we supposed to have a race? If you're gonna have a race, you say, I'm better, that person is worse, elect me. But the Democrats are afraid to do it because the press and another Democratic politicians will rip their heads off, and the Republicans are afraid to do it because their voters will rip their heads up. So we're having these nonsensical elections where no one is allowed to criticize the leader of either party. Well, look, I would say that given the dynamic that you just laid out, what is transpiring on the right side of the aisle is far healthier than what is transpiring on the left side. I actually agree, right, because they're scared of their voters, meaning they are listening to their voters. Whereas, generally speaking, on the left side of the aisle there's a lot of no. We have decided who the preordained individual is, and you must support him. And if you don't support him, you are a Nazi or enabling Nazis. That's what you are like. That is the by the way. That is the messaging honestly, and that, by the way, is not online activists. That's mainstream media says that. Yes. Okay, yes, why do you think they keep asking? They've been asking. You'll see whether she's going to endorse Biden for months, and guys, it's not an earnest question like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen. It always does have an interesting candidate, and we should be paying attention to. No, it's a way of bullying her, so they'll ask nonstop. Oh yeah, are you gonna support Biden? Oregon help Trump? But wait a minute. We're in a primary, we didn't even get to Trump yet. We think Biden is a progressive. I'll tell you right now, I think Brian's going to lose, and we all know it. He's way too old, he's falling down, and he's falling apart at the seams. We all know it. He's in the 30s sometimes. In approval ratings he just climbed up into the low 40s. Right now he's 10 points lower than he was when he beat Trump, and he barely beat Trump in the electoral cuts. He's gonna lose, but mainstream media is like, don't you dare oppose Joe Biden, it must be Joe Budden. Wait, I thought you guys were objective. Hilarious. Of course I didn't think that. I know that they're massively biased in favor of the powerful, the elites, and Democratic leadership they adore. Somebody needs to go in there and be a bull in a china shop. Go. I don't give a goddamn what you think in mainstream media. I'm a run against this sumbitch, and I'm gonna show you how it's done. Okay. And actually run with strength, and run to a post. And by the way, both of Biden and Trump, the only person in any race that's beginning to do that is Chris Christie, who's kind of a like. In the beginning he's been attacking, no, to do fair, pretty harshly. Yeah, actually attacking Trump, understands what an election is. And yeah, it's a tough sledding because the Republican voters love Trump, but at least he's got the courage to take on that phenomenon and try to win the race. So I don't see anybody else trying to win any races ever, and Nikki Haley is the most pathetic of all. Well, sorry for disagreeing with him. 10. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I disagree with my husband too. Okay, let's watch a little bit more of that interaction, because I am curious of what else she had to say. I have said, and I say it to every Republican candidate who's going to get on that debate stage, one will respond, I will support the Republican that comes out of that. Certainly I want it to be me, but I'm going to support the Republican because I don't believe that America can afford President Kamala Harris, and we all need to remember that the guys on the stage need to understand this is not about being personal, it's not about being petty. They've got to get over it. At the end of the day, we need to make sure that President Kamala Harris is never President of the United States. I actually think what she said there, that line of attack against the Biden ticket, might be effective. Considering Biden is unpopular, his approval rating is very low, but it's high compared to Kamala Harris' approval rating. Yeah, but it's a kind of a weird thing to attack on Mars. I get it, it's because of the age. I'm not, I don't. Yeah, she's sending his Biden is likely going to pass away if he gets re-elected, like during his term, his second term, and then you'll have a President Kamala Harris, right? But you already got, you guys, the Republicans already hate Biden, so why are you bothering bringing Kamala Harris into this? Maybe because she's slightly more unpopular, but it might be that your base thinks Kamala Harris way worse than Biden. Kamala Harris hasn't even done anything yet. Yeah, I mean they've locked her in a basement. Like, I don't even know where she's at, so I don't think she's a good candidate either, but for very, very different reasons than the Republicans do, right? And so she's Bringing up Kamala Harris here like, don't worry, I'm opposed to those people. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we got it. Don't worry, your voters already hate Biden. You don't have to worry about picking up, attacking Kamala Harris for to trigger them for other reasons. No, but I am thinking that was her attempt at appealing to independent voters, right? So I believe she's in a Republican primary. What difference does it make? Yeah, that's a good point. It's just Nikki, bottom line. Get out of the race, go fix your marriage. Okay, or whatever's going on with your husband, so because you have no chance of winning and this is embarrassing. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. I really appreciated. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges, you've got emojis of me, Anna John Jr., so those are super fun, but you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air, so all you got to do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.